Hari Om everyone, welcome to this class on Purusha Sukta. We are into the 24th class today and shall start with the chanting first. I'll share the screen first. You can chant at your end. ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत आन शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Just chant these two verses, two parts of the Sutta first. Fourth and fifth. तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्या ऋषयश्च ये तस्मात् यज्ञात् सर्वभूतः संभृतं पृषदाज्यं पशुगंस्तागंश्चक्रे वायव्यान् आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्च ये तस्मात् यज्ञात् सर्वभूतः ऋचः सामानि जग्निरे छन्दागंसि जग्निरे तस्मात् यजुस्तस्मात् जायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त ये केचो भयादतः गावोह जग्निरे तस्मात् तस्मात् जाता अजावयः यत्पुरुषं व्यदधुः कतिधा व्यकल्पयन् मुखं किमस्य कौबाहुः कावूरुपादावुच्येते ब्राह्मणोस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यकृतः. So we look at this portion. We are looking at the Vayavyan, the Pashus, and the Aranyan, Gramyas, all of them. And also we look at Tasmad Yakya Sarvutaha. So today we look at a little bit more of this portion and the Richa, all the Vedic parts as well as the animals, Ashwa, Gavu, Ubhayadataha. So in the last class, we were looking at the sadhana of Bhim, because Bhim was one who was a very simple person. So his story was being told about how Krishna Bhagwan told him that it is very difficult for us to do sadhana. Some kind of the other obstacle always tends to crop up in our regular meditation or whatever we try to do in the way of the Lord, because the way of the Lord is never easy. Those who go on this path, they must be ready to pass the different tests, right? So there are so many obstacles to meditation, and how we meditate, and how we must bring the Lord to our aid. Whenever we do any sadhana, it is the Lord who will always guide us. So now let us understand this process of meditation, right? This process of how we should go about this meditation. So when we meditate in our heart on the oneness of the three aspects of that light, Surya, Soma or Chandra, and Agni. So there we do the oneness. So as Ananya Dhyana, the oneness we meditate upon, or ourself as non-separate from Ishvara. So then what happens is this dhyan that we do, this meditation that we do, it is given a name in the Shastras, Arani Manthana, Arani Manthana. So Arani is the way we light the yajna fire. So we have two sticks. One stick is the flat wood piece. It has a hole, small hole, and there is a long stick on top through which a rope is wound. And with that rope, you churn that stick, and then with the friction, there is a cotton piece kept at the lower part, and with the friction, sparks fly, and that cotton gets burnt, or some other combustible material, some light wood or some twigs or whatever. And once that catches fire, that fire is used to light the yajna agni. Not we when we can do not use the other normal. We don't use matches and all technically, but of course, to these days they don't have this. But the significance of that is very important in the dhyan tradition always. That significance is not going to go away. So dhyan is the arani manthana, this rubbing of these two sticks to produce the fire. So what is this manthanam? Manthanam is the mind and the intellect journey, right? Mind gives us different thoughts, different kinds of options, and the intellect or the buddhi selects out of them the right thought or the right way to meditate on the Lord. So due to this journey, whenever this mantra, whenever we try to do this meditation, I am non-different from the Lord. So you do initially we do pranayam, then we do the other small other exercises related to the breath, and then finally we close our eyes, meditate on the form of the Lord, then finally meditate on His oneness with us, with some kind of mahavakya or any kind of support from the different shastras, which tell us about this. So when we do this, when this manthanam, we remove the difference of the inner and the outer worlds, or the difference of the meditator and the meditated. You cannot forever go on talking to the Lord in your meditation, or seeing Him in front of you, or just being stuck in His form. So that is a very good stage if you can reach that also. But once you have to go beyond, you have to see the oneness between you and he. And it is not that you have to make that effort. The Lord Himself will tell you. He will, once you are on the path, He will tell you that this difference is not there. So you remove that difference of meditator and meditated. Just forget that you are doing, someone is doing something. So you don't make the Lord disappear, you make yourself disappear. Okay. So that is how the ego has to be sublimated or surrendered to the Lord. In that dhyanam, I forget all about my person. You do this every day. If you start to think that it is very difficult, actually you do this every day. Whenever you are doing some job, no, you will remember. If it is something like cooking, if you are doing an operation or any kind of work, you get so engrossed that you forget you exist. There are some scientists, no, like Einstein, he boiled his watch instead of the egg. Why? Because he was so engrossed in the task, he forgot about himself. Right. So that is why when we get fully engrossed in the job, we get so totally surrendered to the job, you can say. Then this differentiation between meditator and meditated, it goes away. So then the fire erupts inside us. Fire erupts. Once you are in dhyana, a lot of heat will be produced. So those who know, they can tell you that first you start to even shiver. Shivers happen, vibration happens, heat is generated. It makes you break into a sweat. So then when you are doing this sadhana, the way to realize the oneness of the meditator and the meditated is the central connecting point, Vayu. Vayu is the central connecting point. So here, Gramya and Aranya, they meet in the center. The outer world and the inner world, the individual and the total, they meet in the center. So when we meditate on the center, when we meditate, we visualize that the sun is entering the moon. The sun is entering the moon. Or Ishvara is entering me. Ishvara is entering me and filling me fully. So for that we do the pranayam. So the pranayam is the first step is the antaha kumbhaka, the inner absorption of breath. So anta kumbhaka. So there you take your breath deep inside for as long as you can, and this is the anta kumbhaka. So what is the visualization? That Ishvara is entering me, and I am totally disappearing from inside. The ego is totally disappearing from inside. So Ishvara is entering me and becoming one with my prana shakti, or you can say Ishvara is becoming my prana shakti. So that way you visualize that inner absorption. So once you see that visualization and hold it in, so like if you are holding it according to the Kundalini practice, you hold that breath in the lower part of your spine. So where there you can feel the pressure over there, huh? Because this breath, when it's held there, it is said to awaken the Kundalini over there. Kundalini awakening is not just a physical process. Just the breath holding will not be there. It is a it is a clearly spiritual process whereby the knowledge that I have to open my chakras by all the different blockages that I have within me. The first blockage is the Mooladhar chakra, the Prithvi Tattva. So that I have to open first. My emotional attachment, attraction to everything that is visible in the world, everything that is composed of Prithvi Tattva. That is the first shackle that I have to break. Right? And so on and so on. All the chakras represent different elements, the different elements in order of subtlety. Finally, the Akash in the Vishuddhi chakra. So, all through when we do this meditation, whether we visualize it as Kundalini or whatever, that does not matter. What matters is the surrender, right? So, the surrender first is Ishvara is entering me and completely filling me. So then when you let out your breath, you do the Bahya Kumbhaka. So when you let out the breath, you are giving up all your breath. So I am surrendering my whole inner self, inner essence to Paramatma. My prana is merging with the universal prana, and I am letting go. I am letting go completely. So I hold the breath outside. So that is Bahya Kumbhaka. Bahya Kumbhaka. I no longer exist. Only Paramatma exists. And when you do this, you will feel more of that heat inside you. Break it, you'll break into, even if it is cold outside, you will break into a sweat. So think with every breath, let outside that my Jeev Bhava has ended. I have left my Jeev Bhava, it has ended. Or you can say I am dead. The limited individual Jiva is now dead. I means the limited individual Jiva. And only the infinite Atma remains. The infinite Atma cannot die. So the more you hold outside, the more the breath will last inside when you come back, when you take it inside. It will become longer and longer. Your breath will become longer. And it is said that we all have a finite number of breaths. So when we do this yoga abhyas, our life also increases. So therefore, you will notice it over a period of time that you notice the number of times you breathe in a minute, and slowly that number will become less. You will be taking less in and out breaths in the day. So you can notice once you do this practice regularly. So the more you hold outside, more the breath will last inside, and vice versa. The more you hold inside, the more it will last outside. So finally, when only Ishvara is experienced, then Ananda Bhava will come. Ananda Bhava will come. As limitation is gone now, no? There is no limitation. So limitation is gone means Ananda Tattvam has been attained. Ananda Bhava has been attained. So this Ananda Bhava has come. So now the Bhogya has gone. The Bhogya has gone. Only the Bhokta remains. Only the Bhokta remains. The Lord is accepting me. The Lord has taken over me. Lord has taken me into Him. So there is no greater joy than this. There is no greater joy than this surrender. So then the upadhi will disappear. What is the upadhi? Man, buddhi, sharir, all the upadhis, they will disappear with the death of the jiva. And only Brahman will remain. So this something that we learn as a conceptual fact, something as a worldly knowledge, that can be said in words, that becomes a experiential knowledge. It becomes something that I experience intimately within me, right? So this once this upadhi has disappeared, then what goes away first is the fear. Death is feared as it will lead to another birth and so on. So that is the fear. So I will die, then another birth will come, and more pains will come. But this death will give us joy and fearlessness. This death will give us joy because I am now one with Paramatma, and fearlessness because only one remains. There is no other from whom I fear. This we'll see in the Kathopanishad also. So Bhishma, Patati, Vayu. So there also it is said that how the Lord controls everything, and whoever feels himself as separate from the Lord, he has to obey the laws of the nature, obey the laws of the Lord, and therefore they will all have to fear, and that includes everyone, right from up to the devtas also. So therefore, when I let myself into that realm, I enter into the region of the Lord, then my fearlessness is there. I am no more afraid. So after knowledge, there is no bondage of another body. After knowledge, after jnana ho jata hai, so there is no need that of me to take another birth. I have no karma itself. I cannot do any karma. So there is no bondage of another body. So fear of death isn't there. So everyone has this experience of Brahman. Everyone, each of us. But the ignorance of our own nature hides it from them. It hides it from the people. And this creates the fear of death. So in this dhyanam, Mahabhairava is the Agni. Mahabhairava, the form of Shiva as Mahabhairava. It is the Agni which gets ignited. So that Agni makes the inner and the outer fires as one. It makes the inner and outer fires as one. It is capable of burning the whole samsara. So it is burning in this Mahakund of the heart. This heart is like a Havan Kund. This in this Mahakund, this Agni is burning. So once it is burning inside, first it will burn all my vasanas inside. Then after burning from inside, it spreads outside also and burns everything outside also. But this Advaita, this feeling of oneness, it is not easy. Yeah, it takes time, it takes practice, it takes understanding, it takes absorbing the concept. So once we are in the initial stages, no, in initial stages, Advaita is like you are trying to burn a wet piece of wood. एक गीली लकड़ी है आप उसको जला रहे हो. So what will happen? No, that will not burn easily. Yeah? So a lot of smoke will come, and that smoke will first hurt the eyes. It is difficult to open the eyes. So till then, so in that fire, no, someone who's cooking the food, the one who's cooking and the food, both are in pain. The eyes will burn, and say I'm making a roti, a chapati. The roti will either burn or it will be undercooked when the fire has not been kindled properly, right? So until we kindle this fire properly, we will have some pain. We will have some kind of disturbance on this path. That represents the path in disturbance in spiritual progress. When we are trying to burn the wood that is not yet dry. So what is this dry wood? The wood has to be dry. The dryness is the giving up of seeking of rasa, seeking of joy in worldly objects, and that is vairagya, right? So in the when we go to the guru also, no, it is said samit pani shrotriya brahmanishta. So when we first take a bundle of wood, that bundle of wood is offered to the guru. So guru does not need your bundle of wood. He needs you to be internally dry, internally full of vairagyam. Then he will be able to impart the knowledge to you, right? So you should be ready to get kindled, ready to get burnt in that fire of knowledge, right? So once the Lord is there to receive this, once you are ready to be received by the Lord, then the fire will burn faster. So once the fire burns faster, when you are cooking that roti, it will also inflate. Phool jati roti. It becomes round and big. So earlier when the fire was not there, we were also the same. Neither we nor the objects of enjoyment were happy. So the jnani, he enjoys the things in the world also more because he sees each and everything that he receives as a gift from the Lord. Sab kuch Bhagwan ne diya. So he enjoys it more and more. He knows how to enjoy something. Every moment he is thankful to the Lord for every little thing that He has been given. Yesterday, I told you about my, I lost my hearing power, and I was in so much disturbance for such a time. And then when I got it back, I realized, what a gift it is. So therefore, when we have so many gifts given to us by the Lord, once we learn to be thankful for that, then we are more able to enjoy the things that are given to us by the Lord. So once this roti inflates, then I am also similarly in that state where I am full, I am round, I am purna. So I learn to enjoy things. No, so if I'm eating a laddu, or if I'm an agyani, then the laddu will also think, why did I enter his mouth? He doesn't know how to eat. He doesn't know how to enjoy. The jnani knows how to fully enjoy. So same thing like someone wears clothes. So someone who knows how to wear a cloth or someone who knows how to wear a suit very well, then that person, the suit will be happy. It will look good on him. That means. So similarly, if someone wears a suit with all wrinkles, the costly suit will feel insulted. It will cry, किसके पल्ले पड़ गया? Who is wearing this is I'm not. This person is not worthy of wearing such a good and expensive suit. So, or like, if there was a story about a person who was given a diamond by his guru, he didn't know his value. So ultimately, he went to the jeweler and the jeweler was able to tell the value. So this person will wear the diamond also with a string tied to it on his neck, and it will look ugly. But the person of elegance will get it embedded in a gold ring and wear it, right? So the Jnani knows the value of the things that have been given to him by the Lord. So in this Jnani, the Praman, the Pramata and Prameya, they become one. Pramana is what? The instrument through which we know. Pramata, the knower. And Prameya, the object we know. All three become one. Or Bhokta and Bhokya, they disappear. And only what remains is Ananda. Only Ananda remains. So in Sankhya, it is said that Antakaran goes out through the eyes and the mind. It goes out through the eyes and covers the object. And whereas science will say the rays of light come from the object to the eye and create an image on the retina. That is how we see, right? So Vedanta says it doesn't matter. Both don't matter. What matters is that in the end, when the perception is happening, only the sentient is remaining. Only the sentient is remaining after perception. So object is also dependent on sentient and so is the knower. So both become one. So Vedanta doesn't want to get into quarrel, or you can say Veda doesn't want to get into this quarrel. So till there is the perception that the object and the knower are separate or exist, till then this person is not what we say Havya Bhuk. Havya Bhuk. He is not like the Havi that has been consumed, the offering that has been consumed. So he should be able to become like the offering, become the offering that has been consumed by this Yajna Agni. So Tasmat Yagyat Sarvabhutaha. So from that Yajna Purusha, the riches, the different Vedic hymns are coming out. So Richa, Samani, Jagnire, Chanda, Gamsi. So the Richa is the Rig Veda. Then Sama Veda. Then Chanda, Yajur Veda. And then Tasmat Ashwa Ajayanta. Ashwa is the Atharva Veda. Right? So all of these are born. So what is this showing that from that Yajna Purusha is coming out? This shows that Veda is not written by a person or a normal human being. It is a Purusha. It has come directly from the Lord. So it is not made by Ishvara. Usually we think that a Purusha means it is not made by Ishvara also. But that is not the case. Veda is the breath of Ishvara. So here it is shown that Brahman or Brahm is the cause of the Vedas. So both cannot be separate. Vedas are his breath only. Then why are they called Aparusha? Something whose proof or pramanam depends on the non-eternal knowledge is called Purusha or man-made. Aparusha means his proof or pramanam depends on the eternal knowledge. So eternal knowledge, something that is not available to the sense organs. So ये ज्ञान इंद्रिया कर्म इंद्रिया ये नहीं जान सकते उस ज्ञान को. दे कैन नॉट नो दिस नॉलेज. सो लाइक इफ यू से दैट Kamal is in that room. So this sentence will be correct if you know Kamal, and you know he is in the room, or if you have heard his voice, or if someone told you. So if your sentence is true, it is a pramana. It is a proof. And if it is untrue, then your vakya is apramana. So this is called a Purusha vakya. Anything you use to describe something about the creation. That is Purusha vakya. Veda is not like that. It is apurusha. Man is not the producer of the Veda Vakya. Man is not the producer, and Ishvara reveals it from his eternal knowledge and not any non-eternal or common worldly things that we talk about. So Sureshwaracharya in his Bhashya Vartika says, Veda is revealed to the one with Vivekaha. Veda is revealed to the one with Vivekaha in the form of non-dual knowledge. In the form of non-dual knowledge of Brahman, by revealing the oneness of Jiva and Ishvara. So it is not revealed to any other person, someone who knows that oneness, and also someone who has negated the world. So only that the non-dual remains. That is the only person to whom the Veda is revealed. So what is it? He is saying in effect that this person has become one with the Lord. So when we unite to that highest power, then that Hiranyagarbha, the universal mind connects to our mind, and any knowledge that we can think of, it comes to our mind. So that is why, someone who has this Vedic knowledge, he will always clearly say that it is not my knowledge, because he has that direct experience that whatever he is talking about, whatever he's speaking, whatever he's telling, it is not his own knowledge. He never knew that maybe a couple of hours also earlier. It is a divine inspiration. So that is the oneness that a person has once you surrender. So therefore, this non-dual knowledge has to be absorbed in this way. So this Veda has different parts. We have seen earlier also. It has the mantra bhag, the Brahman bhag, the Aranya, and the Upanishad. So they are different. They have different sub names also. So Yajurveda is the Gadya in the prose form. The Samaveda is Gita in the singing form. Riga Veda is Padya in the poetry form, and so on. So then the one who chant this Vedic verses, they are also four different kinds of people, four different kinds of Brahmins who do this chanting. So whenever we do a yajna, minimum four and maximum 16 people are called to do this yajna. Right. So out of them, one is the Hota, the one who chants the Rig Vedic mantra. Then Advaryu, he chants the Yajurveda mantras. Then the Udgata chants the Samaveda mantras. And Brahma, he follows the Atharva Veda. So they chant them according to the vibrations. So according to the Chand. Chand is the vibration that needs to be followed. And then there are the Vedangas we saw earlier also. Vedangas, they are the modes of interpretation of these Vedic verses. So I'll not go into the full details of that. That is another separate small separate chapter. I have already done that earlier. So now, after creating all, next is what is happening is the Vedas have been created. Through the Vedas, all the knowledge about creation has to be imparted. Right? All the knowledge about creation has been imparted, and through it, the different functions of the universe are going to be conducted. So that is why we say everything in the Veda is transcendental knowledge. No, it is not about describing about the events in time. It is not. So if we find the mention of the rivers like Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati, the rivers there are not actually the physical rivers that we see on the planet. The rivers on this planet have been named after those names in the Veda. Yeah. So from there the names have come. It is not the other way around. Some people know they treat Veda as history of 5,000 years ago, 8,000, 10,000 years ago, because that is when this river was flowing and so on. So all that is not right. That is not the way. Veda is never within time. So whenever there is a story, it is a symbolic story. So all the names that are there in the Veda also, they have been taken from there and given to historical people. Veda is not an itihasa. So now what is the next stage after the Vedic verses? After creating all the sense organs, and then the sense objects are created. So you have to remember in mind, you have to bear clearly in mind, first the knowledge of the objects is given, and then the objects. So first knowledge, then objects. So in life, no, we forget this order. We forget this order in our vyavahara also, and because of that we suffer problems. Older people, no, they knew this order. So we first, no, what do we do today? We give the kids the objects that they need, and then we teach them how to use. A kid of 3 years, 4 years is taking a mobile and using it in all kinds of funny ways, and we feel very happy and making video reels of that and all that. It's not funny actually. So person must be able, in even 20 years ago, no, a child would not be given a mobile, or even in responsible families is not given a mobile till he is capable enough, or if he has given the knowledge, he's been given the knowledge of how to use them. No? So when we do this in this reverse order, no, utility becomes secondary to the kids. So earlier houses, the kids were asked what they wanted, and if it was a genuine desire, the object was provided. Money wasn't given. And in fact, they would get the value of the products, of the objects that would get, would be more than the money that we give them today in similar terms. So because then what happens is, when the kids ask for the object, then parents would tell its use, as ऐसे use करना है, this is how you have to use, and then they would provide it. That he also has a need for that, all that would be ascertained. But if you do the reverse process, if you take the easy way out, you give the child money, then he might misuse it. He might misuse the money. So what happens is, you control it. You give him less now. So even if he needs something, he will not be able to buy. Or the reverse, he will buy something he doesn't need. But the kids want it that way. And we also think, chalo, zamela khatam karo. Let us make it easy. So the kids will want 100 rupees, even though it will buy them objects of the actual gift that you are giving earlier is of more value. So they want the independence to spend. So even the houses where the housewife is handling the house, they also follow the same pattern. Parents also find it easy not to be asked again and again. The husbands also find it easier. Everyone wants the fixed amount in hand. Like some kids, no, they don't join the family business. They say, we can't tell how much we are earning because everything is there in the common pool. So they will say, I'd rather go and do a job. They want to go and do a job because they say that at least I can know what I'm earning, what I'm getting is in my hand. In a job, at least that much is fixed. So even though the potential is higher in the family business, so therefore the Vedic person, the person who knows the Shastra, he knows the value of the objects. He knows the value of the objects as he has knowledge of them beforehand. So he does everything with full enthusiasm. If he marries, he will produce kids only if he can take care of them. His vision is always utility oriented. If he brings an object, he ensures it is fully utilized or needed. I discussed earlier also, no? So people earlier, they would use an object till the last breath. They would repair it, and they would just throwing it creates a lot of disorder in the universe. So then only we can use the intellect over mind. When we are looking at everything as utility orientation, I'm giving importance to the intellect over the mind. And so therefore knowledge takes more importance. A utility oriented vision is the Vedika vision, or the Nivritti Pradhan vision, or we call it the Prachya, or we also call it Sanatana, or we can call it Jnana Pradhan. All these are different ways of telling what the utility or nature of the objects. While the object oriented vision is Avedika. Keep collecting objects, even if you don't use half of them, or maybe 90% of them, just keep collecting. That is not the right vision. So first the utility of the object is known, then it is acquired. So, someone with two clothes and knowledge of how to wear them, that person will look more elegant, while the one with 50 clothes will not look good if he doesn't know how to wear. So knowledge is the first requirement of attaining or acquiring any object. But for the other person, he wants many and many. That is the vision of greed. So like we call it lobe. So like all the modern implements that we use, no, earlier our grandparents and all, they didn't like the refrigerator. So they said, "ये तो लोभ की वृत्ति है." Right? It is lobe. You are buying so much stuff that you don't need, and then you refrigerate it, and you don't know whether you'll be it is needed or not, and you end up wasting a lot of stuff. No? So of course, it has its good points also. And so therefore, all these things are there for utility purpose. We should not over uh, collect things. So there's a story about a person about who known to us. So once there was this person is a very voracious book reader. So he read a lot, and his favorite bookshop was the Kolkata Book Depot in Kolkata. A very huge shop, lots of books there. So one day he learned that a new book has arrived, a new rare book has arrived. So he went to get it. While he was waiting at the counter, he saw another person also asking for it. So the owner said, "No, the book is not yet in stock. So therefore, it is not, I cannot give it to you now. You will have to wait. So maybe later when copies come, I will let you know." So now this person who was at the back of the line, he turned and he was about to go. But the owner recognized him. He knew this guy. So he called him back. हाँ जी, Rameshwar ji, please आइए इधर आइए तो. So he called him back. So he said, what happened? I saw you just going back. He said, "No, I was coming to buy the same book that the person in front was asking me. So now he has gone. I am also thinking of going because I think you don't have this book." So owner said, "No, no, wait, wait." He said, I will get you one book. We have just two copies right now." So, so now this person said, "Then why didn't you give to that other person? He was in line before me." So this owner said that the person that is there before you, he has a huge library. We know him, and he collects all the books that come, new books come, and they are just like a collection in his library. It will remain in his shelves. He hardly reads them. You talk to him, you will find out. But I know that you will read. I know that you are a voracious reader. You will give the book its due attention. So this is what we call the Upyog Kendrit Drishti, the vision of utility. So that vision is the one that is uh, allows us to enjoy the objects in their rightful measure. So the Lord has created the objects also in the same order for us. He has created the all the objects that we see in the world as in the same order for us. First eyes and then form and so on. So because once you have this knowledge, no, then it reflects in how you approach the objects. How what kind of objects also you use. I think Seema Rekha ji would know when we do this. In the mission, when we do the Shivratri Puja, we make that shivling with the clay wala banate hai na, है ना? So that takes a lot of effort. That takes a lot of effort to make that one. But we can equally well buy a beautiful ready-made one. Why don't we do that? We don't do that because this shows the love and the efficiency of the maker and not the ready-made one. Sir, the ready-made one shows how much money you have, now how much you can buy. It will only show how much what you have, but not your talent. Right? Uh, so, like in our homes, ready-made food is not encouraged. Huh? The outside food, the one that you cook, that is encouraged because it shows your talent. No, it shows how, and of course, it is healthier also. Right. So whenever we eat this ready-made food, it shows our inadequacy. So if my wife is not there, I will order from outside because I can't cook myself. Okay, I can cook a bit, but not so much so well. So therefore, we all have these limitations which we try to transfer. So Shruti says in order. Tasmat Ashva Ajayanta. So first, the horse is coming. Horse is coming. So in the earlier in the initial class that we did, where I enumerated the deeper adhyatmic meanings of all of this. So there we saw that Ashwa represents strength, Shakti. Shakti is there. Horse represents Shakti in all the spiritual texts. But now we look at more at the more worldly meanings also. This we are going looking for the simpler meanings also. So in normal meaning, it is the first the means of transport come. Means of transport going from one place to another. So the instruments of the yajna were produced. So therefore, first is the means of transport, Ashvaha. Then Ubhayadata. Ubhayadata means those who eat both kinds of food. Food means that is the vegetarian and the non-vegetarian. So this showing the carnivorous animals. So Ubhayadata is lions, etc. They eat both kinds of food. So no one can live only on meat. Huh? All for the balance of nature, but removal of one animal, the balance is disturbed. So right, if the lions are created, they also eat some part of the vegetation. So they eat. So that is why Ubhayadata. So no. So now, when the lion is created, this is for the balance of nature. The Ubhayadata represents the balance of nature. If you remove one animal, then the balance will be disturbed. It's like the lion and the deer, the snake and the rat, all are important. There was a big park in California where it was learned that the where the lions were killed by a lot of hunting, and then the people, the Brahmins of America were called. Brahmins in the intelligent community, right? So they were called and they were asked to analyze. The scientists were called, and they discovered after some time that the balance of nature had been upset, and because of that the deers were proliferating, too many deers, and they destroyed the vegetation. So ultimately it was decided that they would have to get some more lions, so they brought in some more lions from a different place and to restore this balance. So Srishti has created everything in the creation for uh, maintaining this balance. So for this balance, both kinds of animals, the meat eating and the vegetation eating, are there in the balance. So this is the second state of this order. So like no, in the it is said that at some time the rats used to eat up the crop. So they would put in poison. So when they put in that poison, the rats died. And then what happened is then snakes proliferated. Then snakes proliferated, they started to bite, and then snakes were killed. So in the end, both had to be brought again back from outside. So this order, this balance of nature has to be done, has is maintained by the Lord. Whenever we try to disturb it, then the nature gets disturbed. So next comes the Gavoha Jagnire Tasmat. Next comes the cow. So cow is one of the most important animals in this creation order. In Hindus households, cow is one of the very important animals because the milk that we use. So cow milk is very, very important. So this cow milk has a protein called casein. So that is 80% of the total protein in the milk, and it is for and this protein is found only in the buttermilk. You take out the butter and the ghee, and that protein is there. So actually, that in those times, no earlier times, it was almost like free in the villages. But the nature has made it in such a way that all the common people, they got that protein. Whereas the extract, the ghee, it went only to the richer people who would then use it for havanam and so on. I went to the market and I asked for this ghee for doing havanam. And he said this there is a cheaper one since you have to burn. Na? Puri boy lage, you have to burn it, so take the cheaper one. So I said, what are you saying? Ulta bol rahe ho. I have something I have to offer to the Lord. It has to be the best quality only. It has to be good one. So you give me the good one. I don't want the cheaper one. So the good one was supposed to be offered to the Lord, and the remaining part, the charge, the buttermilk, it was a protein source for the poor. It's almost free. And now they are manufacturing seasoning powders out of that and selling it in big cans and at a very, very high price. So that is how we are disrupting this order of nature. So ghee is used for yajna, chach is for the people. So jagnire, kavo jagnire tasmat. Jagnire is used to indicate that the cow can only live with the men. It lives among us and not alone. It is a social animal also in a way. And it also means produce as well as knowledge. So this milk actually, it is said is it's the best for the baby's growth also. So when a baby is born in the initial times, if milk is not given in proper quantity, the baby's health will not be good. Later on, his growth will be not be proper. So that is why this cow has been given to us by the Lord for the first food. Even in our systems, no, the pehlwans, the ones who do exercise, they ate more of this cow milk and cow ghee instead of the buffalo one. Buffalo one is more for muscle building, but in our system, the cow milk and the ghee, it also strengthens the mind. And for us, the mental strength is more important than just the physical strength. In sometimes in a fight, no, the mental strength will win you more than the physical strength. So that is how this cycle is formed. So this cycle that is being talked about, the cycle, everything is cyclic in this universe. So just we saw earlier also, the if you see the tree, then it has come out of the seed. Then from that again another seed will come from the tree, and then another tree, and so on. Also, same way, all of these animals also they follow this cycle so that new ones don't need to be made. So after the horse or travel, carnivores, which means balance, cows means milk, mm, and food, and finally tasmat ajavaya. Tasmat ajavaya, goats. Goats are born, so they provide us clothes. They provide us clothes. So after food we need clothes also, something to cover us. So this cycle is thus complete. All of these are the objects provided by us, to us by the nature to sustain our life on earth. Right? And so these are then meant to be offered back to the Lord. But if we don't do that offering, then we suffer. We suffer. If we don't give back to nature, we don't give back to creation, we suffer. There is a story. Once there was a Madari. Those guys who have some monkeys or goats, and they make them play tricks. And this guy had five monkeys and five goats. So then he had a damru also, a small drum. He would play this and make them show tricks. And when he showed those tricks, the people who were watching, they would give him small gifts and maybe some food also and old clothes. So all that was barely enough for his subsistence. काम चल जाता था. It would be just sufficient for him to get along. So one day, while he was traveling and showing his shows, he was tired and he saw a tree and he decided that let me take some rest. And he went down to the tree and he started to lie down. And while he was lying down, the sadhu was also resting there. A Mahatma was also resting there. So he sat down to rest with the Mahatma. And after resting for a while, the Mahatma said, why don't you show me some tricks? मुझे भी दिखाओ खेल अपना कुछ. Show me some tricks with your animals. So now this person thought, yaar, this sadhu, what will he give me? He won't pay me anything. So he tried to deflect. He said, I don't, I'm tired now. I don't know how much I'll be able to show. My monkeys are not very well trained and so on. Bahane. So Mahatma said, oh, okay, you show me something simple only. I just want some simple entertainment. I've been roaming around all day a bit, so I just want to see. And don't worry, I will give you something. So he said, okay, let's. When he started his show, with half-hearted way, he showed him some tricks. And the Mahatma, a very simple guy, he laughed, no, he enjoyed and clapped his hands, and he liked it a lot and said, very, very nice, very, very nice. I loved it. So he said, okay, now I will show you a game. So he said, okay, ji, Mahatma ji, boliye. So he said, sit down in Padmasana, close your eyes, and do not open till I ask you to open them. So he said, okay, as you wish, ji, jaise aap boliye. So after he closed his eyes, then the moment he opened, he saw that the Mahatma is gone, his goats are gone, his monkeys are gone, his damru are all gone. And he got really sad and very angry also that this sadhu has tricked him. He took away his monkeys and everything. Now what will I do? My means of livelihood is gone. So just as he was wondering, when he saw in the jungle, a few soldiers were coming that way. So they came up to him and they grabbed him and they said, "You must come with us." He said, "What happened? What happened? I don't want to go with you. Why are you dragging me along? क्यों जबरदस्ती लेके जा रहे हो? Why are you taking me by force?" So they said that, "Look, we are from the nearby kingdom and we have a rule that if a king dies, then and if he has no progeny, then we go to the jungle and make the first person that we meet as our king. So today, now you will be our new king." So he was surprised. He said, "Okay, very fine." So they took him along. They made him the king. He also got married to one of the princesses there, and he started enjoying a life of luxury. So he didn't even remember for one moment the person who gave from whom for whom he got all this. Huh? He just thought it was luck. हाँ, मेरी किस्मत है, तो मुझे मिल गया. I got it through my own luck. So slowly, after so long time, he was just enjoying, not doing anything else. The people found that the king was not very brave. He never went hunting. He always sent his soldiers to do the hunting. And for any collection also, he sent his soldiers. So his wealth started dwindling. धीरे धीरे राज्य कंगाल हो गया. The village, the kingdom started getting poor because the king is supposed to go out and conquer new kingdoms and earn wealth or earn taxation. So the people thought he would win some nearby kingdoms or bring treasures, but he never left the palace. So then one day the nearby king learned all of this, and he thought that this kingdom is ripe for attack. So he attacked the kingdom. He knew it was weak, and what this person, this he was taken by the army. The army dragged him along and saying, "You must fight, otherwise we will be finished. You must lead from the front." He was shaking with fear. He was not a Kshatriya. He never fought also. I started thinking that what have I gotten into? My own earlier life was better. So at कम खाते थे लेकिन डर तो नहीं था. We ate less food, but still there was no fear of death. At least I was alive. So while they were dragging him along, they passed by the tree where he met this Mahatma was still sitting there, sitting under the tree only. So he was surprised and he went up to the Mahatma ji, bachalo, help me. A problem has come. So that is what happens. No, we don't remember when people help us or give us something good. We remember them when we need something. So he went up to the Mahatma and he said, "I am in trouble." So Mahatma said, "What happened? Na? I thought you would be enjoying. I gave you a kingdom." He said, "Aapne diya." So of course, how do you think you got it? So he said, "Okay, but now I don't want this kingdom." So he told his story what happened. So Mahatma said, "Okay, wait, don't get worried. Sit down in Padmasana and close your eyes." He said again, yes. So when he sat down and he closed his eyes, everything was gone, all the centuries, all the kingdom, everything is gone. And then the what is remaining is his monkeys were there and the goats were there. And he started crying. He said, "What happened to all my stuff? My kingdom is gone." Then Mahatma said, "Nothing was yours. I just showed you an illusion. You showed me one trick, I showed you one trick. Barabar. You showed me one game, I showed you another game also. So didn't you enjoy? So now this is your real life. Live it, live with it, and enjoy it." So he went back to his old life. So this is just like a simple story. But what is the truth inside, hidden inside this? The Jiva is this person. Jiva is this person, and he has the five Gyanendriyas, five monkeys. The five monkeys are the five Gyanendriyas, and the five goats are the five Karmendriyas. Ajavaya. And he played the damru of the mind. And so therefore, the Gyanendriya and Karmendriya, they keep dancing to the objects of the world. We keep dancing to the objects of the world. They make us dance because they control us. We don't have jnana. So sometimes our children, sometimes the house, sometimes the wife, they all make the person dance. So and in return, what does this person get? He gets the bare necessities of life. So he gets no big enjoyment. But then sometimes, at some point in time, he gets a chance to do something for the Lord. He gets a chance to do something for Bhagwan. some good karma for the Lord, some puja upasana. So like he was showing this Mahatma the trick or the show, but he is doing it with half mind, anmane bhav se. So when he does something good for Paramatma, Lord in return gives him a lot of wonderful things. That is Yajna Bhava. In Yajna Bhava, whatever we give to the world, to the Lord's creation, we get multiple times, manifold times we get it back, right? So he gets engrossed in the things that are given to Lord as a gift, and he never remembers to thank Paramatma. And finally, when his punyam wears out, the punya is finished, he goes back to his original condition, and then he laments the good times. We do it the same way. So same way the jiva also, he jiva roams in different bodies, and there he plays the damru of the mind, and with his sense organs, he shows tricks and makes them dance, and himself also dances. So in this Jivan Yajna, when we don't offer the object to the Lord, when we don't give it back to Him, and instead get trapped in enjoying them ourselves, then we remain dancing like the Madari. We become Madari. And when we offer to Paramatma, then we become the enjoyers of this kingdom of undivided Ananda. We never need to return to it, and yet we can't. Why can't we hold on to it? Just like the Madari didn't believe that he would get back anything from the Mahatma. उसने सोचा ना ये तो देगा नहीं कुछ. So without Shraddha, we only offer a part of ourselves. We don't give ourselves whole to Paramatma. We think maybe Paramatma exists or not, hai bhi ke nahi. If yes, then will he give me my karma phala or not? So because of these doubts, we are not able to enjoy the infinite kingdom of Ananda, which is our right. So from outside, no, the Jnani and Ajnani, they will do the same karma. All are doing karma, and no one is going to remain doing without any karma. No one says a Jnani has to stop doing karma. Both will do the karma. But a Jnani will do in what way? He will do for himself. He will do only for himself this karma, and he will remain bound. Bandha rahega. While a Jnani will do the same karma for Ishvara. He will do the same for his Lord, and he will always remain free. So this karma kandi, what we call, who just does something, some karma for the Lord, for some fruit, he will do the puja with proper vidhi and all, but he will avoid the puja whenever an obstacle comes. Whenever rain is coming, he will skip some other obstacle. So his eyes will always be on the fruit. He will do everything with that calculation. He's a calculating person. But the Gyan Kandi, no, he will get distressed when his puja is skipped. Hey, aaj main puja nahi kar paya. He will get he will not want to go away from his place where he does his puja. No, even if he has to go somewhere, he will always be distressed that today I am not able to do. I wish I was able to go back. So that is how our vision should be. The more we are focused towards Paramatma, the more we are focused towards giving ourselves fully to Him, the more we get to be to enjoy our things in the world with the right manner, and the more we get back. We should not, of course, give with the intention of getting back, but rest assured that Paramatma is going to be looking out for you. So we'll look more at this about this in the next class. To wind up for today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari. That's it.